And here we go.
There's the deluge. Here's ignition.
Doubling up.
Did it just do a Kerbal?
Back to the moon and beyond.
Put that in the big bag, you know.
Back at home, we all have a lot of work to do, but from here, it sure looks like a perfect world.
Propulsion continues to be normal.
We did have an observation.
Equalize.
343 unfolds to go.
It's orange.
Water towers can fly!
Bingo! Right in the center.
Where's Jacqueline? There it is!
That was surreal.
That's not what we want to see.
No!
Oh my God.
Yikes. You bet. Sure. We don't need any more of these.
All right, folks. We've scheduled a special event for today. I guess we didn't schedule it, but the universe scheduled it for us. Physics scheduled it. Orbital mechanics scheduled it. The NASA spaceflight team is standing by for the eclipse. We've got a couple different folks out there, but we do have people that are in the path of totality out in Spain right now, which is a little bit of a reason it took us a little bit time to get going there. Didn't have a lot of setup time to test things out, but it looks like we are good to go now. So my name is John Galloway. We'll be talking about what's happening. There's the team out in Leon, Spain. Currently, I think we've got Alex out there. I see Ryan. Good merch game. Excellent job. Tyler, I think, is still driving over there. Moldy Space is there. Marty and his brother are there. So we've got quite the team out there at this event. Now, the event is in Leon, Spain. It's been put on by the University of Leon, and Isa is there too, if I'm not mistaken. We've got other cameras out as well. We are just a little bit shy of the eclipse starting there in Spain, but if we come back over here to Massachusetts, this view is from Thomas, one of our good friend team members here, and we can see over in Massachusetts in the United States of America, we've got a little sliver that's missing. I believe we also have another feed as well. I'm going to need to get information where the orange sun feed is coming from. Oh, there's a teeny tiny little sliver there too, it looks like. Huh, all right. But we were shooting to really cover this thing from the path of totality out there. So let me go down the list really quick and see who we will have on the show today. I think I'm going to start it off up at the top of the list. Alex, do we have you on comms live from Leon?
Yes, Das, we are here. Good evening, buenas tardes. It's been a wild ride to come up here. It's probably the shortest ride and trip that I've done for NSF. But yeah, buenas tardes. Estamos aquí en directo desde León con NASA Spaceflight y no me lo puedo creer que puedo hablar en español por al menos un par de líneas. Pero sí, estamos aquí para el eclipse total de sol de aquí de España, el primero de 3 que va a haber durante 2026, 2027 y 2028. So I was saying in Spanish, I was saying that this is the first of a trio of eclipses. We're going to have actually 3 passing here through Spain. We're going to have today an eclipse, a total solar eclipse. Next year, also in August, we're going to have another total solar eclipse down south in the southern Spain. And also, about 6 months later, we'll have an annular eclipse in 2028 as well, which is also going to be passed through Spain as well. So it's a bit of a weird coincidence that we have 3 in a row, so to speak. So yeah, just getting to enjoy this and trying to bring this to you guys, and hopefully, we have really good views. The sky is clear. Like there's only a few clouds to the north of us, but it's basically clear towards where the sun is. You couldn't ask for a better weather for a total eclipse, basically.
If y'all thought, if you're a normal viewer of the channel and you thought Alex's answers are normally long, wait until he does them in Spanish. They get longer. If they wait until he does it in English and Spanish, that is going to at least triple the time of a normal Alex answer. But Alex, thank you for joining us. Alex is out there in Leon, Spain, under the path of totality. Like you said, great weather. Also out there in Spain, I believe we have Ryan Caton. Ryan, do we have you on comms?
Hello, everybody. What a wonderful day. It's so hot and bright. If only there was a way that we could turn off the sun for a few minutes, a couple minutes, give us a little bit of rest from the heat. It is a glorious day. Alex was telling me in the months leading up to this, North Spain's probably going to be cloudy. It's a little bit cloudy sometimes, and even the places which are very cloudy have clear skies today. So the weather has really worked out in our favor. We have our eclipse glasses. We are waiting for the partial eclipse to start. And for us, it should start. What's the time now?
You got about
21 minutes past.
yeah,
So
you
we've
have
got
11 minutes, I think.
just about 11, 10 minutes before the partial eclipse starts, which is very, very exciting.
All right, Ryan. Ryan lugged a bunch of gear out there so that we get some shots there from the path of totality, and then also that behind-the-scenes camera you see there. Got the little table set up. Big thanks to the University of Lyon and ISA for supporting a spot for us to get set up so that we can see what's going on. Is this the Lyon cam, the extra
Yes,
glowing sun?
we have 3 cameras. I'll go through this. The latency is going to be horrible, but I'll go through them so
That's
everybody
okay.
can see everything we've got set up. But we have the beautiful behind the scenes camera. We will be turning this round to look at the sun for totality because that's what we want to see. But we
Excellent.
will. I think we might be recording behind the scenes. We'll see. Or I'll put my phone up to get some behind the scenes. There will be behind the scenes of totality. Don't worry. But the proper camera will be looking at the sun for that moment. We then have one of my cameras with it's a 300mm lens. If you are so inclined for that information, got a solar filter on there pointed at the sun right now. And the extra glowy sun is Marty's camera, which I believe is 400mm. 500mm, excuse me, and that is also looking at the sun. So yeah, we've got 3 cameras ready to go because one camera is not enough, and all being switched here locally, send it out over Starlink. Other satellite internet service providers are available.
Outstanding. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for getting all that stuff together. Marty for bringing out a camera there as well. Alex for bringing the knowledge. It's not just gonna be
Shout
me
out to
back.
Moldy as well for the
Oh, hey,
water.
multi for the water. Nice.
Yeah, he's
It's
doing
not just me here in the
water runs.
studio. We also have Sawyer speaking. Sawyer, do we have you on?
You absolutely do. I am so excited to see this. I remember the big hype from the 2024 eclipse when we put this on, and it's so nice to see some of the teams that we normally hear behind the scenes doing the studio voices out in the field. And it's nice this time to not be in the field, but be in the studio.
Yeah, it looks hot there in the sun, especially with the pictures of the sun, the video of the sun coming back. So it is nice not to be on the roof of a hotel or something for once and support the team that is normally supporting us while we are out in the field. I will say a couple things real quick, y'all. As usual, here with the NASA Spaceflight Stream, we're going to be answering some of your questions. So if you've got questions for us, tag us in chat. You can use at NASA Spaceflight or at NSF. Goes into some software, and if there are some there's some topical questions, we'll see if we can get some of those for you. Also, I'm not going to make too big of a deal of it, but super chats and things like that, support that comes in today, we super appreciate it. I want to remind everybody that goes to the team to help defray the expenses of getting out there to see this sort of event. So the super chats, NSF doesn't keep those. We split those up and we pay them out. And then here it's going to be the folks that rolled out there, traveled to get in the path of totality, worked to bring us different views from different locations, and then our commentators here remotely. I think a lot of people don't know that. Like NSF doesn't pocket that money and then put like Ferraris in a Ferrari account or something like that. We split that up to the people who are on the stream so that we can support what they do, going out to experience cool things like this and share it with you. Kicking it off with Toddbot. Shazbert Toddbot did a $5 super chat saying, "What's up, y'all? What's up, Shazbert? We appreciate you. Welcome to the stream." So we have a lot to talk about, but we're just around 10, less than now, 10 minutes away from the partial eclipse starting in Spain. And I want to make sure everybody understands we have multiple different cameras that are showing you the eclipse right now, but the eclipse doesn't start on the entire planet at the same time. Sawyer, talk us through how that works. Like the eclipse sort of moves across the surface of the planet, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. The Earth rotates and things move around, so it's going to hit other places before it hits the main part of totality there. So, I mean, this starts all the way over in Russia and Alaska and that area. That happened as early as about 11:40 a.m. local time there in Alaska.
Yeah.
Then it hit Maine around 12:50 or so this afternoon Eastern time. And as we've seen from Thomas's view, it is obviously hitting parts of the northeastern United States now.
Yep.
So that's including Boston, that's including New York, Philadelphia. All of that should be in a partial eclipse right now. And then, of course, it's going to work its way across the Atlantic in that sense. And then it will hopefully be visible once it starts getting over to parts of the UK, which I know we have Jay Keegan out there as well, trying to spot it through the clouds over in the UK, and obviously working its way towards Spain and Iceland as well. So Spain and Iceland should all get totality.
Yeah, and not all of the cameras that we have are actually going to experience totality today. Like the one that we have from Massachusetts, that will only be a partial eclipse, but that's why the team rolled out there to Leon, Spain to get those feeds set up so that we can see the whole shooting match. And how many in chat have seen an eclipse of some sort? Like, I'm curious, have you seen an eclipse, or have you seen a partial eclipse? Have you seen a total eclipse? Let me know over in the chat how many of you have actually seen it. I've only ever seen clouds. I've tried multiple times to see eclipses, but every time I go, it's like cloudy wherever I choose. So number one, you don't want to be with me if you're trying to go and see an eclipse. Luckily, I'm at home today in Charlotte, North Carolina, so you don't have to worry about that. But got some annular. You have, yes, twice. Some people have never seen it. It is a huge difference, right? The difference between a partial eclipse where there's still a bit of the sun blasting at you versus a total eclipse where the sun is completely blocked by the moon. It's just a completely different sort of setup. So we're going to have a couple different things to show you today. Not only the partial eclipses that are happening in some other places. I mean, it's all one eclipse, right? It's not like there's different eclipses happening. It's just different ways that you experience that eclipse. But we hopefully, weather holding, and it's looking good right now, we'll start to see the sun moving in front of the moon. Sorry, wow, not that way. That would be really bad. The moon moving in front of the sun.
That's
We
not
got
even
bigger
a lunar
problems.
eclipse. I mean, yeah, something that's gone horrific. Got the train. So multimodal transportation methods to see an eclipse near you.
Yeah, I gotta say, I took like 4 trains to get here because we did a few changes between cities and whatnot. So
Yeah.
it took a while to get here, but we got here at the very least. I got actually earlier than Ryan, and he came driving. Just
To be
saying.
clear, I flew to Spain. I did not drive to Spain, but once in Spain, I got a car to drive, just to make that very obvious.
Yeah, I don't know by the way.
And by, we're working on an audio hiccup right now. I think we should have audio back. We were
Yeah.
talking about Europeans not driving.
Right. No,
I
because I
think.
was joking. I said, I don't know how many people, if you're in a 99% area, you have to go get in your car now and drive to where it's 100% totality. Because the difference is, I made the pun night and day because
I may
it
be able to
really
talk a
turns
little
day
bit
into
about
night.
that if we have audio back.
Yeah, we got you
Uh,
back, Alex.
Yep.
Yeah, because unrelated to what Ryan did, because he flew to Bilbao and then he did the whole thing of driving here. I took trains, but there are also people. So you touch on a really important thing that here in Spain, the last time that we had a total solar eclipse, at least in the peninsula, it was in 1905. So it's been more than a century. So this is like,
Oh, wow.
for most of the people living right now, it's mostly unprecedented, right? And so a lot of people have been moving around. There's a lot of people outside of the country as well, which we welcome them as well for this eclipse and whatnot. But that's one of the things as well. Yeah, Ryan, That's one of those. And Marty, and yeah, everybody. But the other thing as well is that we actually had to basically upgrade a bunch of the different systems for trains and security for the roads and things like that. It's basically unprecedented for anybody living right now here in Spain. So boy,
That's
it's
Alex.
quite a thing.
That's what I was going to ask. Like when I went to the eclipse, here we had one that came across the United States, right? And I drove down, and the roads were just a mess. And we have
Yeah.
roads, right? Like we have super highways that are designed to carry lots and lots of Americans and their vehicles. I mean, that's just how we roll. No pun intended, Sawyer.
No, okay.
How
That's
is
good.
it over there? Like, is it totally slammed? Is the traffic? I imagine the hotels are all packed out. Like, what was it like?
There might be there's a positive perhaps to this happening in the late afternoon, early evening, and is that a lot of people have probably already moved here the day before or in the morning. And so
Right.
at the time of the eclipse, a lot of people should already be in the places that they're going to be watching the eclipse from, right? Because it's late in the day. In fact, once we pack everything, that's basically going to be sunset here in Leon. So, yeah, the sun is very low in the sky as well. So as I say, a lot of people will already have their plans ahead of time. That's usually the best idea. If you have plans for future eclipses, I would recommend getting there
Getting
ahead of
there.
time, like a few
Yeah.
days beforehand. Don't drive on the day off if you don't need to, and things like that. Like take alternative transportation, if you will, that may not be prone to things like traffic jams and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good news about eclipses is that they don't usually slip. Like it's not a no earlier than
Yeah,
time or date for an eclipse, like you get with the rocket
and in,
launches. Sometimes rocket launches can be tough, but here with the eclipse, it's going to happen at a very specific date and time. The
and in
big thing that you
fact,
have to worry about is weather. Go ahead.
In
Is
fact,
it
it just
time?
started right now. I'm gonna take off my sunglasses and gonna put on my
I can
eclipse
see a little
glasses
slither in the bottom
and
right
see.
of the
Yeah.
sun.
Yep, on that right hand view of the two. There it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it is the bottom right. You can see it just barely starting to
Yep.
cut
My
into.
I'm trying
I
to
guess.
see it with the Mark 1 eyeballs, and I think I can see it, but my eyes are not that good. So I'll come back to you in like 5 minutes. Hopefully, there's a bit more of a chunk taken out at that point. But we are starting to see partial eclipse in Leon.
And I'm
Should we
just going to make
touch
a
on?
reminder. I just want to make a reminder there while you're talking about looking at it. Of course, you are using
Yes.
solar eclipse glasses, specialized eclipse glasses, not the cheap ones that you get for $1 off Amazon or something, the legit ones. A reminder, don't look directly at the sun until it is in totality. If you're going to look at it with the eclipse glasses, and don't look at the sun and then put the eclipse glasses on. What I do is look at the ground, put the glasses on, then look up.
Exactly.
And when you're done, look down and then take the glasses off. Just a safety reminder out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
this is why I removed my sunglasses because one of the things that a lot of people do is like they just look at the sky, look at the sun, and then they put on their own glasses, the eclipse glasses. That can actually be damaging because you're already looking at the sun. Like you have to put on your glasses first and then up to the sun so that you are protected. As you mentioned, once the totality is going on, the eclipse glasses in that case will be the moon itself. It's going to be blocking the sun, so you can basically just remove your glasses and enjoy looking at the corona. As soon as it comes back on, the sun returns, put them back on because otherwise you can damage your retina. Yeah.
makes sense. Always good to have the safety reminders in there. We don't want to, like, you can't squint down to eclipse glass darkness levels. Oh, I'll be fine. I'll just glance at it real quick. Like, don't do that. That's not a thing. There are some alternative viewing options. I did see some people in chat saying, "Oh, I was going to watch, but I don't have eclipse glasses." Remember the pinhole method, right? The pinhole method is a super easy way. You can just do it with your hands, actually. But if you get a sheet of paper, a piece of cardboard, or something, you just make a small hole in it, and then you hold it up so that the sun is shining through that hole, and sort of move it back and forth to focus it a little bit on the ground or a flat surface. You can see the chunk taken out of the sun. So if you're wondering, oh, how much is it covered where I am? That pinhole thing is a good way to do it if you don't have eclipse glasses. Don't use your regular glasses. Like regular glasses, I don't care how dark they are, your regular sunglasses are not suited for this. You can
What I
also go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say
Yes,
what I
sir.
did during the last eclipse where I saw it partial was I took a pasta strainer that I have, like one of the
Oh,
colanders,
nice.
and those have all the little circles in them. So then when you shine the light through it onto a surface on the ground, you get an array of lots of tiny little suns with a sliver cut out of it. It's also really cool.
Same thing under trees. So if you're a tree normally makes a lot of little pinholes because the leaves are not a complete cover, right? And if you're under a tree and you're looking at the ground during the eclipse, you can see all of these little eclipse shapes on the ground that are sort of being focused is the wrong term, but being displayed on the ground via the tree. I was hiking in North Carolina during one of the partial eclipses that we had here, and my wife and I saw it all over the place because every shadow under a tree that you'd look at, you could see the little sun shape with a chunk taken out of it. It was the craziest looking thing. Oh, we're creating a pinhole live. Nice. Alex and the team out in the field are going to create a pinhole real quick.
Alex has found a paper clip in his bag, and he's pulling apart our paper notes right now, which I'm not sure is a great idea, but we're doing it anyways. And we are creating a pinhole camera. I'm not sure if it'll actually work great on stream, but we will validate the scientific process live on air that pinhole cameras do indeed work in a pinch.
In a pinch. Nice. In a pinch.
But
Sorry, not sorry. But folks, we have officially started to observe the partial eclipse in Leon, Spain. Again, we have multiple different cameras, but here in Leon, Spain, we do have part of the team out under the path of totality. We expect to get the full eclipse happening there. We're going to be cutting to all sorts of different views, but we are looking for that total eclipse there in Spain. Now, the timer in the upper left-hand corner, you see it's counting down 46 and 46-ish minutes, right? That timer is counting down to the start of totality in Spain, on the ground in Leon, Spain, where our team is. That's what that's counting down towards. So that's not, the beginning of the eclipse all over the Earth or the end of the eclipse or anything like that. That is our team on the ground in Spain, in the path of totality. When we should start to experience that is what our timer is counting down to. That's why it says eclipse totality there. Anyways, let's grab some questions real quick because there's an awful lot coming through here. Does anybody have science missions? 98 Central is asking, is NASA, and I'll expand that to anybody else, ESA, et cetera, running any particular science missions that we want to talk about during this eclipse? There's a plane up, I think.
I mean, yeah, ESA's doing a lot. They have a bunch of different probes that are already up there that they're going to be working with to kind of observe the corona and things during this time. There's Proba 3. There's also the other Earth orbiting ones like SOHO that's out there, SDO. All those are going to be working on observations as well. Of course, there's a lot of people on the ground. There's a group that's based in Belgium that's going to be working on trying to predict the corona using mathematical models to test how those work and see if they can validate those, which will help them with space weather predictions. So all of that going on around the globe. And then there's also a lot of community science projects where they're just asking people to observe the eclipse and, report your findings and see what it was like in different parts of the world.
Absolutely. Hey, out there in Leon, Alex, Ryan, did ESA give you like a handout or anything like that? I'm curious.
You mean of the glasses and things like that?
No, I mean like science missions or some pamphlet that talked about projects they're working
yeah,
on or
I just
something like
don't
that.
have it in front of me, but if you give me 1 minute, I can do it. You
Nice.
have it, Ryan?
I don't have it, but I am doing my own little science experiment. I have brought I usually on my desk at home, I have a thermometer to see what the temperature is inside of the room. I've brought that with me, and we are going to it's still a bit hot, so I'm going to say it's not calibrated yet, but we will be seeing the drop in temperature live with actual equipment.
Yes.
So that is a thing. It's currently reading 42.1 degrees Celsius. It has been, I did just get it out of my black bag, which has been roasting in the sun for over an
Right.
hour at this point. So I'm not going to say that's too accurate at the moment, but I put it in the shade. Fingers crossed it cools down and we get some nice roadside. Well, it's not really roadside rocket science. What is this? Pavement side planetary science, I guess. I don't know.
Roadside astronomy, something like that. I don't know. Ryan, I got to ask, you said you're doing a science experiment. Are you writing it down? Are you jotting down the temperature like every 5 minutes or something? Because that is the difference between science and just messing around.
Maybe that is something I should consider. Yes, that will elevate it from messing around to serious scientific study.
That is the difference. You can do a lot of stuff, but the difference between science and messing around is whether or not you wrote it down. Real quick, folks, I think we've got a little bit of an explainer on the path. I saw some questions coming through about how long it is or where is it visible and that sort of stuff. So we've got a quick video to show you about answering those questions. Let's see what we've got from Ryan. Edited this one, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's take a look at the route the shadow of the 2026 total solar eclipse will be following. The moon's shadow will first cover Earth very briefly right at the top of Siberia before moving just beside the geographic North Pole. The pole won't actually see totality, only getting a measly 98.6% partial eclipse. The next landmass that will see totality is Greenland, where the shadow will run down the eastern side of the autonomous territory. Next, it will cover the western peninsulas of Iceland, including its largest and capital city, Reykjavik. This will also therefore be the first city to see this eclipse. After that, the shadow will travel south over the Atlantic Ocean. While totality won't be visible during this time, unless you're on a boat or plane that happens to be under the shadow, it will still be a spectacular show for those in the United Kingdom, the Republic of Ireland and Western France, which will see between 90 and 98% coverage. The shadow will then make landfall just west of this Spanish city, which I'm going to get Alex to pronounce,
Gijón,
before travelling over the north of the country and a teeny tiny piece of Portugal before it meets sunset over the Balearic Islands. And remember, unless you're in the shadow of totality, you cannot look directly at the sun without special eclipse glasses.
All right. So a little bit of an explainer there from Ryan, always ending with the safety warning, making sure that you know not to look at the sun without the special eclipse glasses, but moving over the surface of the Earth is a good way to make sure you understand whether or not you'll be there. Now, wait, Ryan, did you ask Alex to pronounce the name of a place?
Yes, I
Was
did.
in the video?
I did get Alex to do that because, you know, I'm Alex will disagree with this statement, but I'd like to say that I'm kind of okay on the pronunciations around this part of the world. But that one had like a I can't even make the noise, and my mouth
Gijón,
is genetic. Thank you, Alex. My mouth
in
is
Asturias.
genetically not designed to make that noise, so I physically cannot pronounce the name of that city, which begins with a G and ends with an N.
Begins with a G and ends with an N. It's a legitimate strategy. Have somebody who knows how to pronounce it record it for you. So we are continuing on. Again, hey, right now we're seeing if we can't work. I see a lot of people asking for us to label which view it is that we're showing on the screen. The lighter colored view, this is the one from Boston, or not Boston, but this is from Massachusetts, if I'm not mistaken. And we will work to see if we can get some other labels. This, if I'm not mistaken,
wow.
this is the WB57?
Yes, that is
Flying
over
above.
Iceland right now.
Yeah. I was looking online and I saw some people who had gone to Iceland, and I think it was pretty cloudy there, but the strength of the WV-57 is that it can fly above the clouds. So looks like they've got some special scopes there on the WV-57
Yeah.
getting us some views from above the clouds. Nice.
Yeah, NASA is streaming that view, which we
Oh,
appreciate.
you can see a
them doing that.
prominence there on the left of the sun. I think we were expecting that. Of course, hopefully that sticks around for us to be able to see it, but that is a prominence from the sun, only visible because the moon is acting as a perfect coronagraph to block out most of the light. That is spectacular.
Wonder if, oh wow, the color on it. I
Yeah.
wonder if they're gonna try and fly as fast as they can, do like they did with the Concorde years ago,
Like
where
stay
they had
with
like
it.
a 30-minute solar eclipse staying with it. Yeah.
With no
That-
disrespect to the WB-57, I'm not sure if it has the grunt to keep up with a solar eclipse.
So
It's more designed-
WV-57 versus Concorde, like not much of a
Yeah,
race.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
tortoise and the hare, though.
WB-57 definitely designed for those big wings, high altitude, not really swept wings, fast stuff. But still, it's a great view, and hopefully that prominence on the sun sticks around for us in. We'll get totality in just under an hour from now.
Outstanding. Now, again, the clock that we have is counting down to the local time totality in Lyon, Spain. That's where Alex and Ryan and the rest of the team are set up, bringing us some views. But that's what we're counting down to. But remember, it happens at different times across the different parts of the. Hey, check it out. It's Ryan waving. Are you using a backpack as a sunshade or a rolling luggage as a sunshade? Is that what
Yeah,
that
we
is?
have. I have.
actually.
Yeah, I have my suitcase here, and Alex has his suitcase, and it's working quite nice. It's a great setup. Don't shame it.
Spared no expense. I was just observing the ingenuity that the NSF team uses in the field. I like it. All right, I'm going to keep taking some questions here from folks. Some of them are comments. Sun looks like a bitten apple. Yeah, a little bit. It's getting a little bit more of a bite out of it. We even got a little prominence worm sticking out the side of it, I guess. Let's see here. Mod Lack asked, what if they're polarized glasses? Can I look at the sun with my polarized glasses? The answer is no. Polarization is not something that blocks nearly enough of the sun's light or energy to protect your eyes. Polarization just gives you a specific polarization, I actually don't know the other word to put on it, is a specific way of orienting the light waves that are getting through the glass, but they don't really dramatically bring down the amount of energy coming through, right? The eclipse glasses are super dark. Like if you don't look at a super bright light in your house through eclipse glasses, you can barely see like a light bulb or something like that versus your sunglasses. You look at a light bulb with your sunglasses, it's a little bit darker, but it's still right there. You can still see the entire scene, right? So all these other types of glasses, polarized glasses, regular sunglasses, there are all sorts of different things, but they do not count as safe for viewing the eclipse. You have to use specialized eclipse glasses from a reputable source, not just, I got this from a guy who had them under his trench coat or something like that. Don't do that. And also a good tip from Patrick Dugan. This was Patrick Dugan, NWS Met Elko, said make sure you check your glasses as well for damage. You don't want a big scratch or something on the front, scratching off that protective coating or something that would let the raw light of the sun directly into your eyes. You do not want that. So make sure you check your glasses for damage as well. Alex,
I was going to say, yeah, one of the main differences is that polarized glasses, my sunglasses are actually polarized lenses, but the only thing that they do is remove a little bit of the sun's glare, right? The sun's brightness. And that's good when you are out and about to, when there are like the sunlight shines on things, right? And it bounces back and it hits your eyes and things like that. That's the kind of light that you want to avoid with this kind of glasses. The eclipse glasses are meant to reduce the sun's illumination and like the intensity of the sun's rays by quite a lot, by like hundreds and thousands basically we're talking about here, not just a little bit, such that you then can be able to see the disc. I will also say, even though that's the case, even looking through the eclipse glasses for too long may not be a thing that you should recommend people. So I will add to our previous safety recommendation. If you look through the eclipse glasses, even though they reduce the intensity of the sun's rays and whatnot by quite a lot, it's still not fully. So you may still get a little bit of a tinge in your eyes, if you can call it like that. Basically, just a few seconds at a time, that will be good enough, but not minutes at a time. Don't keep looking at it for too long.
Makes good sense. Again, we're going to keep hammering that home, y'all. Don't want people staring at the sun. We've got lots of cameras. There are special filters on the cameras to show you the views, and we've got them from a couple different physical locations, including some coming from NASA and stuff like that. So please experience it if you're properly equipped to do it, but don't run out there and try to squint your eyes or grab your sunglasses or do something else thinking that it's going to be safe to look at the sun. On screen right now, this view, if I'm not mistaken, is coming from the Royal Observatory Greenwich. They gave us access to the feed. Are they going to get totality here, Alex? I don't think so. Got to bring up the map.
No, unfortunately, in the UK, they will only get a partial eclipse, so no removing your glasses there if you're looking at the sun. But they will get quite a huge percentage. To the point, I think in some places even up to 94% to the southwest of the United Kingdom. So definitely a lot of good places to get just a slice, like some kind of watermelon slice, if you will, of the sun. But it's just not gonna be a totality there, unfortunately. But hey, it's still cool because moon in front of the sun.
But where it
It's
is
still
totality is Iceland, by the way. Iceland should just be passing the peak of totality now. Hopefully, we see some cool images and videos from people over there in like Reykjavik and Keflavik. So they just passed totality a short time ago, and now it's going to work its way eastward farther. And then next up will be Portugal and Spain.
All right, so it's ticking this way towards our location, coming up on just about 30 minutes before we start to see totality. On the screen right now, what you see is the current live view from Leon, Spain, under the path of totality, but not quite there yet. It is continuous. It looks like Pac-Man. I'm sorry. It looks like, wow, that's like a Pac-Man after he eats one of those little glowy ball things.
It is. It's definitely Pac-Man sized.
What are they called? Power pellets?
I know they were
Power-
just pellets. I didn't know if they
Help
were
me
power
out, chat.
pellets.
I thought they were like power pellets or something. Anyways.
Waka waka waka.
Oh my gosh. Did you say waka waka waka?
Yes, I did. I tried to make the Pac-Man noise.
Is it Fonzie or is it Pac-Man? The world may never know. We are continuing to count down just over 30 minutes before we get that totality out there in Leon, Spain. Let me see if I can't. Oh. All right. This is a drone view we have.
Yeah,
By the clouds.
This is from the United Kingdom, over in Scotland, I believe, is where this view is from.
You can tell it's Scotland because it's cloudy.
You know something? That is aspirational hopes and dreams. To be in Scotland and to go outside hoping to see the eclipse. That is that's actually a cool little drone dolly shot, though. This is from Jay Keegan, who rolled out today. Of course, there's a lot of clouds in Scotland, but brought the drone up and is sending a live feed from, I have where Jay is in Scotland. This is in Largs. To pronounce that correctly. Largs. So I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Scottish. But this was a drone feed from Scotland. Hopefully we'll see a big sort of shadow coming that way. We've got a horizon cam there in Scotland as well to see what we see in terms of darkening. But the clouds there, like the clouds in a few different places, always a trick. It is the big thing you got to look out for, the weather. But it doesn't mean if you're in the path of totality or you live nearby, it doesn't mean why not go out and see what you can see. So big thanks to Jay Keegan for rolling out and giving us a couple of experimental live feeds from Scotland.
Yeah, they're still a little bit away from their maximum percentage, which I believe, if I'm remembering rightly, over in the UK, the basis I have is London. They should get about 91% totality.
Gotcha. Hey, wasn't that something that was help me out with this because I am a social media consumer. Didn't I see on social media that was a UK power company asking people to conserve power during the eclipse because of like
Some
decreased?
questions are better left not asked, Das. I mean,
I'm
that is
curious.
an actual thing that happened. There was one of the energy companies in the UK put out an alert saying to kind of reduce your energy consumption. But like, we are a cloudy country. We are famous for our clouds, and
Yeah.
that's not a concern for solar power generation. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to speak on their behalf, and I think that was a bit of a silly announcement. But maybe it was just it was a 3D chess. They actually just wanted the publicity for making a silly statement. Maybe that was all it was.
They were just trying to engagement bait. That came to mind because there was a real question here about missions to other planets. ResistoJet was asking, hey, for future missions to other planets, are eclipses going to become a problem if those missions rely largely on solar power? I mean, I think it's not really an eclipse sort of thing, or it's the closest you can get to an eclipse. On the moon, your nighttime on the moon, if you're looking at solar power, is like 2 weeks long, right?
Yep.
They don't have a 24-hour cycle. They have a long night cycle. So kind of an eclipse. I guess technically it's the moon blocking the sun from you, but that's because you're sitting on the surface of the moon. Alex, what do you think about that? Do you think they have to worry about eclipses on like solar-powered Mars missions?
Okay, so I have two things to tell. The first one is about this. The recent Artemis 2 mission actually had constraints about eclipses, but not in the same way that we think about, right? An eclipse in a very vague sense in astronomy or just in spaceflight in general is just basically when something projects a shadow on some other thing, right? So in that case, Orion, the Orion spacecraft from Artemis 2, it couldn't go too far, basically for too long, let's say, in the shadow of the Earth or the moon. And so on that trip on Artemis 2, they actually had those constraints. They could not go into a shadow for more than 90 minutes at a time. In the case of Artemis 2, they ended up being on the shadow of the Earth for about an hour, so a little bit under an hour, when they took those pictures of the nighttime side of the Earth, and we could see the Starlink satellites orbiting the Earth and things like that. And then when they came around from the moon, they also had an eclipse as well, and they were able to take pictures of the moon with the Earth shining on the moon and things like that. The other thing before I end this little thing that I was saying is that I'm starting to feel temperature changes. I don't know, Ryan, if you're starting to feel that, but it's about to be the time where it's supposed to be, and I'm feeling a little bit more chilly, or at least less hot. It was really hot today, guys.
What's the thermometer say?
It's currently reading 36.8, and I have been recording it, Das. At 51 minutes past, it was 38.0, and at 56 minutes past, it was 37.0. Again, that could have just been the thermometer cooling down after baking in my suitcase all day. But the temperature is decreasing nonetheless. So yet to be determined what the source of that temperature decrease is, but hopefully it's the eclipse.
We're gonna make this an audience engagement thing. Audience, help us remember to check the thermometer. If we go too long without a temperature check from the thermometer there at the broadcast spot in Leon, Spain, tell us, like spam it in chat, temp check, if we don't give you a temperature check on a frequent enough basis. Well,
I am going to forget, so that will be very, very useful.
Yeah. Let us know in chat if we need to give you another temperature check, and then I'll relay that on to Ryan so that we can get a super scientific, well-calibrated, audience-driven temperature log as the temperature drops there in Spain.
Citizen science.
Yes. All right. Hey, I'm gonna say thanks to some people real quick. Gilron's Faves says, oh, that was a super chat. All right, it just said thanks for the support. Appreciate you, Gilrond, with the super chat. We've got John. I don't know if that's how you say your name, but that's what it seems to say here. Became a member of the membership program. We appreciate you joining the membership program, getting behind the scenes shots and all of our Starbase coverage and all the stuff that we do. You get some daily sort of content there in the member program. We've got Eric Frazier. It's one of our team members with the super chat with a special request. Please say hi to my mom who's watching the stream at home. Eric Frazier's mom, hi. How's it going? Thanks for joining us. And Eric, thank you for making your family watch this, like sending the link to the family so that they know what's going on as well. Contagion is a good way to help spread some additional love here so people know what's going on. We've got a Pac-Man shaped sun. This is Justin Smith with the super chat. Thank you guys for the stream. We appreciate you, Justin. Scotty B checking in from Oakboro, North Carolina. Greetings from Charlotte, Scotty. I'm over in Charlotte today, but I'm not going to see anything, so I'm here in the studio. We've got Ken. This is from a little bit ago, actually. Ken sent us a super chat when Iceland was approaching totality. Ken, I know it's already happened there, but good luck. I hope you caught something. We'll be looking for you in the comments. Man on Mars 26 says, shout out to the moon for being in the right orbit. Well played, moon. Make sure you wear your sunblock on your backside. Are you talking to the moon, or are you talking to our people in the field about needing the sunblock there? We appreciate you, Man on Mars.
We do have sunscreen, though.
You do have sunscreen? Okay, good.
Yeah. It's been too long in the sun.
We've got Minnesota Chris, who did a super chat saying, I witnessed the total eclipse in Wyoming in 2017 and the Ring of Fire in Texas in 2023. Words can't describe actually being under them. We appreciate you there, Minnesota Chris. Glad you got out and were able to experience a couple of those things. And then Bideford, Annette here says, here's for all the travelers. Thank you. Simple message, but an awful lot of support. Annette did $100 super chat supporting the team here, making the stream happen today. We always see the name in there. As it turns out, we always appreciate all the support of all different levels, but we see Annette's name in there constantly, supporting what we do and helping us share these things with everybody else. Just a couple more. Goat and Roblox gifted 5 red team memberships. And before I get to the last one, I think we've got a graphic. Do we have a new graphic or something to show with support?
Well, all the support is allowing us to have cameras all across Europe right now, and including parts of the United States too.
I'm not entirely sure what I was being prompted for there.
Yep. So
I
you
don't
can
think
see
it's
we've
a
got
support graphic. It's just
Yeah,
what I was going to say at the end of this anyways.
well, yeah,
That's
no,
where we have our feeds for this for NSF field, if you want to call it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
got
can
Jay
see
in
there our
Scotland,
names.
our team over there in Leon in Spain.
Thank you. It's so the tie-in here is your support helps us get people to all of these places so that we can bring you feeds like the feed
Tyler is
live.
finally here, by the way.
There you
He just
go.
got here. But
Okay.
also, I was gonna mention another thing, and it was that we basically were already planning to come here anyways. Ryan and I were talking about it. Marty was also in there as well. And we thought, well, Marty's carrying cameras, Ryan is also carrying cameras, and I'm carrying my brain, I guess. So we decided, why not stream it as well and share it with the whole NSF viewership and members and all of the people out there that may want to share the event with us as well. So yeah, I mean, that's your support, folks. That's what it allows us to do what we do.
Yeah, it really does. So across the board, I know some people are like, "Oh my gosh, they're reading support again," but really, we couldn't do what we do without y'all's support. The fact that you show up, you send it to your family, your friends and family, that sort of stuff, make them watch too. The super chats. I think we've got some Eclipse prints in the store even from previous eclipses, and if we get any shots of this one, we will show.
Well, fingers
them
crossed
as
we'll have
well.
even more prints to show
Yeah,
later on.
yeah,
I
exactly.
know we've got Tyler who wants to do prints, we've got Marty who's doing prints, we've got me. I've been trying to cook something up. I mean, fingers crossed these things are pulled off, but in case they're not, we have good prints from previous eclipses in case a cloud comes and ruins our view. But I've just done a 360. I cannot see a single cloud in the sky, so I think
don't
we
jinx
are
it.
in for a.
They
Okay,
can
well,
hear you.
I'm just going to say we are, what are we now, 24, 25 minutes away from totality? If a cloud can form that quickly, I mean, kudos to the cloud. It deserves it at that point.
Dust, didn't you have one where it was perfectly clear sky except right where
Yes.
the eclipse was?
It was perfectly, when I went down to South Carolina, it was perfectly clear in all directions except for one puffy cloud that went in front of the sun right as totality stopped, or started actually, and then cleared out right after totality ended. So I drove all the way down there. I was set up. I had like 3 cameras and my family and my mom and a kid and everybody was there, and we saw the underside of a cloud during the eclipse. So in any event, I'm not going to complain. It's still cool to get out there and see some stuff, and it looks like we have some fantastic views coming in to the live stream today. Before we get too far into it, I gotta say thank you to this one because this is another name that we see all the time. Patrick Bob gifted 50 red team memberships here to the channel. That's 50 people who will get membership access here to the behind the scenes content, the fire hose. I think Chris likes to call it the fire hose of member content. That's, we'll post 2 or 3 or 4 pictures of Starbase on social media, right? And then you'll get 40 pictures of Starbase with all the little details, the stuff that we can't post every single picture, it'd be too much. But the members get to dig through all of that in the membership program. So behind the scenes, hanging out with the team, all that sort of stuff, special notifications when there's merch drops and stuff like that. Patrick Bob gifted 50 different people temporary membership. So it's for about a month. You can convert it to a full-time membership if you like what you get from the free gifted membership. But massive thanks to Patrick Bob for spreading the love around the channel here and sharing all that content with 50 other people on the stream today.
Can I point something out, Das? I'm
Yes,
just
of
looking at
course you
all
can.
the different cameras that we have, and I was looking at our behind the scenes view of the team, and that camera is a lot darker. And I know they're not touching it.
Yeah.
Is it getting darker out there? Plus, chat is asking vehemently for a temperature check.
Yes, well, I can tell you now the temperature is 36.2 degrees Celsius, which has dropped once again. And this camera, oh, I just put my Eclipse glasses on to see the camera. That's not how this works. This camera is a manual camera. It doesn't have auto exposure or anything. So this is going to be locked into these settings throughout the
Perfect.
entire thing. So we will see the change. The light level you are seeing is what is happening in real life. It is not a camera setting being changed.
So good thinking, Ryan. Good thinking, like locking the exposure there so that we can see it actually get darker there in Spain. Reports. Oh, is this the Scotland view?
It sure is. It's
Wow.
getting much darker there, courtesy of Jay Keegan over in Scotland.
So
Usually that would
cloud.
just be a rain cloud, but that's actually an eclipse in Scotland today.
A lot of cloud cover, not surprising for Scotland, but you can definitely see that looks like a sunset or something like that. And the entire area, the clouds are blocking the direct views, but the overall light making it down to the ground in Scotland is dramatically diminished. Look, that's how I experienced the one when I was in Rochester. It was all cloudy. I didn't get to see the sun itself, but you could feel like this sunset approaching you, and it looks like that's what's happening up there with our guy Jay Keegan in Scotland.
Yeah, and I also noticed with the one in 2017 where it seems like all the colors get a lot more dull, which again, Scotland, so take it with a grain of salt, but it also feels like it's starting to desaturate was the way that I described it when I first saw it, where everything, the color kind of disappears. It's still there, but it feels very muted. It looks like it's getting to that there too.
No kidding. So, same sort of thing here, folks. There are all sorts of different experiences that you can get with the eclipse. Even if you're not in the path of totality, you can't get to it. Even if it's cloudy, an eclipse where the moon is blocking a large portion of the light coming from the sun is definitely something to experience. If you ever get a chance in your life to do it, and today, millions of people all over the planet are going to have that, are having right now, currently having that experience. Let me say thanks to just a couple more people here because RC Horseman did a tip. Went to tips.nasaspaceflight.com. It's a way you can sort of skip the, you don't want to send money to anybody else. You just want it to come straight to us. RC Horseman did a tip for $500 US. 500 bucks.
Wow.
RC Horseman is one of our team members here. RC Horseman works SBL with us and covers things happening at Starbase and puts $500 into the pot. RC Horseman, I will make sure that we get that to the folks who spent money to travel out there to experience the eclipse. We massively thank you for the $500 contributing to the
that's
cause
kind of
here
crazy,
today.
not gonna lie. Thank you,
Yeah,
RC. As a
it
member
is.
of the team, I mean that's yeah, I can't quite wrap my head around that, but thank you so much. That is absolutely bonkers.
We will make sure that that goes to support the folks who made the coverage possible today. Rick, thank you so much. You're crazy, but you are kind of crazy. We appreciate you, dude. All right. Well, we are continuing to count here. What's the clock say? About 20 minutes? We got a temperature check recently, but does it feel any colder? Alex, Ryan, do you feel like it's getting
Yeah,
colder?
it does feel like it's getting colder, and in fact, I'm seeing here now that the temperature here, the thermometer, it looks like we're now under 36 degrees. I read 35.8. So we're getting colder. Not by a lot, but little by little. And then eventually during the totality, maybe we'll get a much bigger drop. But yeah.
Is there anything else? Is there any other observations like our
Oh, I
bugs
have a
acting
few.
differently, or I don't know. Is there anything else
All
that
the
you're
bugs are
noticing?
eating me, so that's status quo. That is normal. I've got bug spray on, and they're still eating me. But I mean, personally, I have to say, my brain is adjusting for the drop in lightness. But when we bring up the behind the scenes camera,
Yeah.
it's darker. It's so much darker than it was, and it's kind of getting sunsetty, even though sunset isn't due for another couple of hour or so.
Yeah. Look at that. Much
That re-
darker.
There it really is what it feels like a sunset, like an extended sunset sort of coming your way. You brought down your delicious UK, I don't know, self for the bugs, I guess, Ryan. I don't know what you seasoned it even. You put you
He
put like
seasoned
some
me too. He sprayed me before,
bug
unintentionally,
spray
to be fair. But
seasoning.
yeah, I was gonna say another thing. There's like the ripple bands and things like that as we get closer to totality. They're not here just yet. They'll be in a few minutes.
Okay.
But during totality, I forgot to say, if you're in the path of totality, and it's gonna last only for a minute and a half now here in Spain, but look out for not only just stars, but there should be at least two planets that might be visible if you have a good enough sky. The one that is going to be very prominent in the sky will be Venus. It should be about to your left from where the eclipse will be, where the sun
Right.
and the moon will be. And then Jupiter will be a little bit closer, but to the right. And if you are very, very, very lucky to be in a very good place where you don't have anything near the horizon, maybe even Mercury. But that will be a very long shot to really see that. I'm really looking forward to see that. To be
And
fair.
one thing I was just reminded of as well in chat, Ninja Guy Dan was talking. He was asking if I saw the shadow bands and the shadow snakes on the ground after totality. The shadows do this weird kind of thing as it gets right before and right after totality. So as weird as this sounds, once you finish the totality, if you go to look down to put glasses back on, look at the shadows, guys, because it's really cool.
Outstanding. Again, folks, all over the map, we have a bunch of different cameras coming to you. We're showing you a bunch of different views. Yeah, well, there you go. Look at that. In fact, here's a little bit of a graphic on what it looks like and how quickly it sort of changes as we approach totality here. We are well towards. Oh, nice. It goes down to seconds. It does the beads, right?
Bailey's beads.
Yeah. I'm watching the graphic.
Yeah, and at this point, I know the UK is getting close to its darkest point, although they don't get totality.
I think that's one of our views, isn't it? Don't we have one of the views of the sun coming out of the UK? I think it's this one, right? Yeah, this one
Yep.
is a view from Rhino with the Ring Watchers. He's sending us a feed, and that is what it's looking like in the UK. Not quite going to get totality, but gosh, it's close. Look at that.
And Das, I have to say, I am no longer feeling the beaming sun on my skin. That is actually physically changing. That's the first time I've actually noticed it changing, in terms of something that isn't sight. Like, I can no longer feel the sun that was blazing down on me as we were setting up all of this equipment. Maybe we should have set up during the eclipse. It would have been much, much nicer.
Can we just schedule an eclipse anytime? It's like, I'd love that at
Yes,
Starbase.
yes.
I got to
Well,
carry
now there's
stuff
going to
out to the
be
field.
a startup company which is going to be like, you can schedule an eclipse for whenever you like directly on these coordinates on Earth.
Yeah, the opposite of the reflecting
Reflect
satellite
orbital.
folks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Eclipse
Order
orbital.
of shade on key or on Q, I guess. That sounds sketchy. I'm not sure we should do that. In any event, we're now under 15 minutes from totality in Lyon. Remember, there are different places experiencing totality at different times. Got some NASA feeds going here as well, but we are now less than 15 minutes from our own team in Lyon, France, experiencing that totality as we bring you all of these different shots from the various places that we are watching the eclipse from. Let me see if I maybe can't grab another question.
Well, you do that. I think we were looking at the astronauts aboard the International Space Station who, by flying around every 90 minutes, get to see the eclipse in a weird way. They don't necessarily see the eclipse itself, but from space, the astronauts can actually see the shadow reflecting on the Earth over different parts of it. So you'll see if they get any
Oh.
cool imagery of basically showing Spain with a giant black spot over it on the Earth where the eclipse is.
That was actually a question. Do they see the eclipse from the ISS? And because of the way that orbits work, the ISS has to go under or over the path of the eclipse for the ISS to directly observe it. But that doesn't mean that the ISS can't see the shadow of the moon on the Earth.
Exactly. Yes, they've seen it before, and we'll see if they get shots of it now. I believe I know you've got a Neil Menon. I think that was Jessica also talking on there. So we'll see if they get anything. And now nature, I think, is starting to react over there in Spain as
Let's
things
check
get
in with the field again, the field team again.
Hi, it's Marty speaking now. I'm taking over from Alex for a minute. I've got to
Nice.
say, you were talking about that feed from orbit and seeing the eclipse from orbit. And that is one view that I regret not being able to capture today. But I'll take whatever I get today. Very happy
Wait,
with that.
did you want to be in orbit?
Well,
what do you
maybe
mean?
at some point. I'll take the eclipse from the ground for now. But maybe at
For
some
now.
point, if I can see one from orbit. And I was earlier talking to someone today. Actually, like, if there's one type of eclipse I'd like to watch, it's actually a lunar eclipse, but from the moon. But that's a completely different story.
Nice.
But yeah, you're right. The nature is reacting. The light is weird. That's just, I think, the best way to express it. It's very low contrast and a bit dim, but still the sun is up. But I definitely don't feel the heat radiating on my skin anymore.
Yeah. Again, here on the you can see our behind the scenes camera. We locked the exposure. We're not adjusting the exposure on this camera. We're just letting the moon adjust the exposure for us. So it is getting darker out there. That's the team in Leon, Spain at the event, and we are coming up on 11 minutes, just over 11 minutes before we hit totality there in Leon, Spain. So, Sawyer, was that you jumping in?
It was not, but yeah, I mean,
not.
that's the way to describe it though perfectly. It basically feels like the contrast is turned down. Like if you take a TV screen and you turn it off HDR or turn the contrast all the way down, it kind of feels a bit like that. So we'll
Yeah.
see. It's cool seeing that, and yeah, the birds are starting to think, oh, it's getting towards sunset. So it gets quite interesting.
The birds are very silly, and the birds don't know what's happening. For some reason, the birds do not know there's about to be a total solar eclipse.
Well, they're not very good at math, physics, orbital mechanics.
Yeah,
The birds are good at physics. They fly.
they fly like hundreds and hundreds of miles. Some species of birds, but they don't know about total solar eclipses in the
It's the
forever that they've
orbital
been going on.
mechanics. Yeah.
that's where they fall.
I'm curious, when we get to totality there in Spain, when it happened in the US, all of a sudden the crickets started chirping. And I'm curious if y'all observe anything similar there in Spain. Like, do the bugs start making? I don't know if there are bugs that make noises at night there, like there are here in the States. I imagine that's sort of a universal thing. But just sing out if there's any observation that the folks in the field have. Marty, Ryan, Alex, anybody that's there, just jump in and let us know, because we're not there. We don't know.
Yeah, we do have bugs like that in Southern Europe. And actually, I heard some of them yesterday, but that was all the way over in Bilbao. So I don't know if they're over here, but I guess we'll notice it in just 10 minutes or so.
One way to find out.
Yeah. The other thing I want to recommend to anyone that's out there watching this as well is right around the time of totality, if you have a couple seconds just to look away from the eclipse itself and just look around you at the different colors, the different, how purplish everything is. Because, of course, we all see the photos of the eclipse and it's pitch black. It's not necessarily what it looks like with the naked eye. So if anyone's out there waiting to go see it now, take 5 seconds to look away from the main eclipse and just do a 360.
Makes good sense. This view here, this is one of the live views there from the ground in Spain. So this will be one that we see totality on here, now less than 10 minutes away. That's just cool. I'm just going to take, I mean, I understand what's happening, right? And if I look at it, it's like, oh, it's a smile or something like that. But if you sort of look at it, you can see, this is going to sound really dumb to everybody. You can see the moon. It feels 3D to me. Does that make sense to anybody else? Like, I can picture the moon being a 3D object, because it's not just a 2D sliver of the sun. I can picture the moon in 3D sort of getting in the way. Am I crazy?
It totally makes sense to me. But I've also been like studying this type of thing for writing scripts for Ryan to record and all that. So I guess I'm used to the mechanics and the orbits right now. But yeah, like when looking at it, and it's really surreal. Like I keep going from my monitor to the sun through my eclipse glasses, of course. And yeah, it's kind of wild to see this happening.
Outstanding. I think this Vunden, yeah, that was the Royal Observatory Greenwich there. Look how dark the behind the scenes is.
Yeah.
I know. I've just done a temperature check. It's 34.8, and
34.8.
that's down from 35.3 6 minutes prior. So that's half a degree in 6 minutes.
Okay.
0.1 degree per minute.
Somebody's going to need to yell a temperature check reminder because when I was in Rochester, I forgot to check the temperature when it got dark. So we'll need, because you're going to be excited doing all sorts of other stuff and hopefully looking at the sun. But during totality, like the middle of totality, I really hope we get a temperature check.
I will give you a temperature check. Don't you worry, Das.
All right. Thanks. Okay. Hey, we are 7.5 minutes away. I want to say thanks to some more people because, again, we could not do this without your support. And the super chats that come in, we're going to make sure that those support the team directly who went out there. Basically, everybody that traveled was on their own dime. And we're going to make sure that we get them the support for traveling out and sharing these views with us. Astro Kaysen says hi with a super chat. Hi, Astro Kaysen. How's it going? We've got Owen Gaffney, gifted 5 Red Team memberships. We talked about those gifted memberships before, so thank you for spreading the love around to the rest of the chat. We've got Bob Fillmore, who did 5 Red Team memberships gifted out to folks that are watching. And if you got one of those, if you got a little notice or you see a badge next to your name, you didn't have one before, say thanks just to somebody. You might not even know who gifted the membership to you. They don't choose who it is, but if you got one all of a sudden, say thanks, because that is a big thing. Jacopo Scarpellini says, I'm just behind you guys in Lyon. There with a super chat. Must be in the crowd, maybe behind the scenes camera.
I'm waving. I don't know if you see me, but I'm waving.
I don't see you right now. We'd have to go back over to the behind the scenes camera.
Well, that's really great timing because I am showing the behind the scenes camera, but I've just turned it round as we're 6 minutes away from totality to look at the sun. And this is looking at the sun, exact same camera settings as it was when it was looking back at us.
Gotcha. And this is a big thing. Like the sun still looks pretty bright in the sky, but by looking at the area, the ground around you, you can see how much the light output has actually decreased there. Like, oh yeah, the sun, it's still up there, what? But just look at how dark it looks. Normally, sunset would not look like that if the sun was that high above the horizon. Couple more real quick. Ask Yogi, thank you for the super chat. We appreciate you. LGP Michael says, I'm stuck in bed. NSF is my Eclipse lifeline. Thanks for being out there when I can't be. Michael, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry you're feeling under the weather. I guess we're all sort of feeling under the moon, right? Nah, we don't need to go with that one. That's fine. We appreciate
He was
you.
under the weather and didn't really get to see much of the sun, but otherwise, yeah.
Some of our spots are under the weather as well. That's what we could have said. Thanks. And then Jeff Rowe Nugsy gifted 5 Red Team memberships as well. Again, folks, we're not trying to make this all about, all they do is read support. But again, we couldn't do this without y'all's support. We make sure that this money gets turned back around to support the contributors and the members of our team who are out there making this happen. And we really do appreciate y'all. So it's like passing around a hat and like tossing some money into the hat to keep it going. That's sort of what we're doing here. So thank y'all for the support. We're less than 5 minutes now, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really, really small slither of the sun now. I don't know what percentage this is, but it's low percentage of sun visible right now, and it's getting smaller and smaller by the second. Yeah, this is gonna be bonkers.
All right, Ryan, I'm gonna put this out there to you. Do you just want to do the talking when totality happens? I know you might be busy with other stuff, but you're there.
Well, I'm also going to be, because of course we have my camera and Marty's camera both being telephoto on the sun right now, so we're going to try and stagger when we change solar filters so that we have a clear view for you guys at home and don't have hands in front of the cameras as we get to totality. So that's the plan. Yeah, I will chime in, but please do keep... I'm not in a position to take the reins for that moment, but I am just going to say words as they come out.
All right. Well, anybody that's there in the field that's on comms, jump in. Yeah, Alex.
Yes.
I think primarily we just want to hear your experience. So,
oh my goodness, I can see Venus. I can see Venus right now.
Were you practicing? Or is that an example of how you'll be excited, or is that for real?
No. Right now, I can see it. And it's not totality. It's not totality just yet. And I can see Venus right now.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. I saw it first because I'm running a time lapse on my phone here, and I saw like a little, and I thought it was like a lens flare or something, but no, it's Venus right now up there. Wow.
Is it close enough to the sun that we might be able to see it on one of the cameras, or is it a little bit further away so we
No,
can't
it's
quite see
far
it?
away. Yeah.
It's too far
Yeah,
away.
I'd have to use the wide camera and then I'd adjust the
Let me
settings,
take
and
a
that'd be a
picture and
whole.
send it back to the back channel. Hang on.
Okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
do that. How about that?
Alex has got his little phone tripod out, which is I just saw that for the first time. That's quite amusing. So
Nice. We're coming up on 2.5 minutes before totality. You can see the moon is almost. You could actually see the sun getting smaller, the little sliver getting smaller in real time there. Alex, Ryan, anybody in the field that wants to chime in, please just chime in with what you're experiencing, what you're seeing. I don't think the audience wants to hear me talk about the
Yeah.
theory of eclipse.
Right.
We want you to talk about the eclipse.
I want to hear
Yeah,
everyone's oohing and ahhing.
Yeah.
I'm running
Ooh,
here.
ah.
You may also hear a little bit of echo because we are close to each other, so you may have heard that before. It's the thing of being live in the field, folks. But yeah, we are getting close. I see now under 2 minutes on my watch. I have my own countdown as well.
Yep.
So yeah, it's getting really dark right now, and the shadows are really weird.
2-minute
it's
temperature
really
check.
cold.
Ryan, keep going, Alex.
34.1 degrees.
All right, 34.1.
Yep.
5 degrees from when we first looked at it.
Alex, I'm just gonna you just
Wow.
run with it. You just
I
talk.
know.
Hang
Yeah.
on. I've just taken my
What?
solar filter off. That, I think we can see the corona. I think we can see the corona. I'm just going to tilt up slightly. I think we can see the corona right now.
A little bit. About 1 minute to go. Are we?
Yes.
Yeah,
Our
just about a
timer's
minute.
1:10.
Oh my goodness! Now I have to increase the brightness of my screens of my laptop.
Hang on, yeah. So this is Marty's view. This is with the solar
Oh.
filter on, and then I'm going to switch back to my view without
Yeah.
the solar filter on.
Nice. You can definitely see the glow on the outer disk of the moon there, Ryan.
Dark it is around it.
That is incredible. It is so dark right now. It is so
40
dark.
seconds to go. It's just like a sliver.
Look at that.
Here we go.
Team in
It's
the
so
field,
dark I
enjoy.
can't read the thermometer. I think
I
we can
tried to-
probably call this diamond ring by now.
I tried to record the thermometer and it got too dark, and so you couldn't see the thermometer when it actually came through. That was my scientific flaw. Look at that.
Okay, here we go.
I think that's the diamond ring.
And that is totality.
Oh wow!
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow! Oh, the birds just went flying around us. You can see the corona. Oh my goodness! Look at that.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, and everything around us, the whole thing about the 360 degrees sort of sunset is true. And now Venus is like shining bright. I'm struggling to see Jupiter, but we have a few sort of trees in front. Wow. You can see the corona. It's sort of dancing around the
And
the
I
moon.
can see with my naked eye the prominence on the left-hand side, which we could see from the WB-57 camera. Like, I can see part of the sun with my naked eye. That is unbelievable.
Ryan, can you move a little bit? There
Sorry,
we go.
sorry, Alex.
Because I'm trying to get a picture for our back channel of how it looks in the in the other way. I know we have the context shot, but oh my goodness, folks.
Look at that. How's it feel?
It's
Some lights
cold.
turn
It's
on.
33.8, 33.7 degrees. I just put Marty's camera live. That's a bit more zoomed in than my one. I mean, this is just unbelievable.
Wow.
We're in the problem that we have sometimes with rocket launches where there are so many cool shots, we don't know which one to show. So we're just jumping back and
Oh,
forth.
I think here we come. Getting close now.
Watch for Bailey's beads.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it on Marty's camera for
Here
Bailey's
we go.
beads, because that is going to be incredible. Here we go.
There it is. Wow.
And the diamond ring.
Yeah. Everybody cheering and clapping over here in Leon.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm just going to say, I want to see that again. So hopefully there's another one next year.
Well, there is, Ryan. August
How about
2nd,
that?
2027. And it's going to be way longer, 5 minutes.
Look at the difference between when it was totality and like now it's just a sliver of the
Yep.
sun coming on the other side, and it is, no pun intended, like a night and day.
That is just that. I know we say this all the time, and you know, it might sound like a broken record, but that looked so much better with the eyeballs than it did on camera. Like so much better. Like
Nice.
camera did not do that justice. It just didn't. And that was only 1 minute and 44 seconds, and that flew by. So yeah, I think next year it's meant to be a bit longer. Is it going to be
I think it's
longer
like
next year?
5 minutes
Yeah.
next time, isn't it, Alex?
The maximum, so the maximum next year will be in Egypt around Luxor, basically. That's going to be a much longer. It's going to be actually the second longest total solar eclipse of this century. And it's going to be about 6 minutes in duration. Here in Spain, the furthest, sort of like the closest point to the maximum total eclipse will be about 5 minutes, which is still quite good. It's way better than today. It was about 1.5 minutes. But it was so cool, folks. Like, again, I'm still seeing, despite the sun coming out, I'm still seeing Venus up there, which it's bonkers. Every single time, you know, as somebody that likes, you know, looking up to the stars and things like that, we all like spaceflight, right? And like, just being able to see things that it's normally hidden. And I will say there's a little bit of a funny coincidence, because this eclipse we're bringing you live from Leon. Currently, the sun is in the constellation of Leo. So I'm just gonna say maybe that's not a coincidence, but yeah, I just think this was so cool, folks. You need to live through this.
Nice. Again, that was the eclipse live from Leon, Spain. We've got the team out there. We couldn't even show you the behind the scenes camera because it was so dark. But we just experienced totality in Leon, Spain, and now the moon moving
I just
to
got
the
a heads
other
up.
side. Good.
Because I was not even noticing. Okay, I'm still with my mind blown, and it's true. Marty just told me it's starting to get hotter now. Like it's the temperature is going up, and I'm like,
Temperature
hang on.
check.
Yes, yeah. My brain just went like click, and went from awe and just being like, yep, it's hotter. I
Did
see
you
Ryan
notice
now
any of the
checking.
shadows on the ground, by the way, or?
I'm checking the temperature. It's currently reading. I forgot to do it during totality. 33.2 degrees Celsius, which is still a drop to when it was before. So hopefully now, if my thermometer is working correctly, that temperature should now start going up. If it doesn't go up, then maybe I have a faulty thermometer. But that is the roadside rocket science for you.
It'll lag a little bit. But hey, folks, real quick, the top left view, that is a live view from Kennedy Space Center down in Florida. That's why one of the views is bright and sunny with a little puffy cloud, and the other ones are still dark. No solar filter on that Kennedy Space Center view, but still solar filters on ours that are zoomed in on the sun.
Hey, Alex or Ryan,
Outstanding.
or Marty, anyone out there, did you guys see any of the shadows or anything when you did the 360 look around? What did you see when you looked all the way around too?
I did not see the bands, but I did see the shadows looking weird. They still look weird, to be fair. Like we just came out, so it's still very early on the other side of the eclipse, and it still feels weird. Like the colors and the illumination and everything, and the shadows. I did see the 360-degree sunset effect and all that stuff. Like this is really cool. I should say as well, because I'm seeing Tyler. He showed me a picture of the eclipse that he just shot, and so just saying he got a really cool shot of that as well. It's gonna be probably a print in the shop, probably.
Nice. That's another way to support what we do. We are going to get some of the shots. I know Tyler is a very skilled photographer out there.
Sorry, Das, I'm going to cut you off
oh.
because I've just noticed on our wide camera, you can see in the lensing artifacts, you can see the curved shape of the sun.
Oh wow!
Over on the
Wow.
right-hand side, just above the trees on the right-hand side, the opposite from the sun, that lens artifact. It's like a pinhole camera, but not really. Kind of. Not
Yeah.
really.
Well, technically, that is how all cameras work. So there you go.
Did the bugs start chirping or anything like that?
We saw the birds just flying away at the time
The
of
birds went crazy all of a
totality.
sudden?
The moment that the sun went out, I was seeing a bunch of birds just flying away, and like they went bonkers basically, just like us. They also lost their minds, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah, we saw a whole flock fly right in front of one of the cameras just as
Yeah.
totality was hitting on stream.
How was gravity? Did everybody's gravity keep working?
Still working.
Good thing. Social
Yeah,
media
everything
told me I
working.
was supposed to be worried about it, but here at NSF, I wasn't really too worried.
Tip top shape.
Tip top. The gravity was nice and consistent. Technically, Alex, would you have weighed a little bit less because the moon would be pulling you towards the sun a little bit?
It depends. Okay, just like in everything physics related, it depends. So, ironically, I should say the only reason we have this eclipse today is because the moon's orbit around the Earth is not a perfect circle, right? It's got a closest point and a farthest point, and today's eclipse happened very close to the closest point in the orbit of the moon. So if it had happened actually on the other side, on the sort of more further out portion of the orbit, it will have not hit the Earth because it was sort of more like a glancing blow, this eclipse, which is why it also lasted so little. Here in Spain, it was like a minute and a half. So it also depends on the angles. We showed that video earlier in the stream from Ryan showing the different conditions and whatnot for the eclipse. It's not easy to get a solar eclipse. They do happen often in terms of the Earth itself, but not in a singular location multiple times.
Right.
But yeah, and so it's one of those things that it's not a one plus one equals two sort of thing.
Yeah, makes sense. It's one of those technically correct sort of things, right? It's like, well, technically, yeah, the moon, just like the tides, like the moon pulls on the water in the ocean, the moon pulls on you too, right? So technically, do you weigh a little bit more, or a little bit less, or do you get pulled a little bit sideways? Scientifically, yes, that is a true statement. Realistically, it's not anything that you would ever notice or even really be able to measure. Like you're not gonna, oh, I can
And
jump higher because the moon is above us. That's not how
yeah.
that
And then
works.
it also depends as well. Oh my gosh, hang on. I just grabbed my sunglasses and they're cold because
Nice.
they were in the eclipse. But yeah, it also depends on where you are on the Earth because the closer that you are to the equator, the faster the Earth spins, right? The Earth spins once every 24 hours, but you know the amount of like length that you take, it increases as you get down to the equator. If you can imagine yourself on the poles, you're basically not moving, not doing any sort of rotation. And so
Right.
because of that, you're getting a little bit sort of pulled up because of that rotation, just tiny smidge, but it does sort of does a little bit of a difference between where you are. So I think we are like 42.5 degrees north, Ryan, right?
Right.
So about
I
halfway.
have no idea. Sorry, I'm heads down in Photoshop right now.
Good
Yeah,
for
I'm
you.
seeing everybody, by the way. I'm the only one talking right now from the field because everybody's working on their pictures.
We
I'm
have some
seeing
fast
Tyler,
turnaround.
I'm
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
Marty, and I'm seeing Ryan as well.
We're getting some fast turnaround like screenshots in our back channel, and we cannot wait to share some of the shots with y'all. So hang tight because the folks who got shots of totality, there are some really cool shots in this, it looks like. We'll see if we can't share some of those with you on the stream here shortly. Hey, I am going to say thanks to a couple people real quick because there's some I don't want to scroll too far away. TM Crite, I'm going to go with, did a super chat saying just past maximum coverage here in Northern Ireland. What a sight. Thanks for letting us know, TMC. I'm just going to go with TMC. Space Hope, Space Pope, says, behold the space blessings. Fear not, for space is with us. And attached to that is a $100 super chat going to support the teams who rolled out and got this done today and made the views and commentary and all that sort of stuff happen today. Space Pope, another name always coming through, blessing the streams with their spacey popitude. I don't know. We appreciate you, Space Pope. Thank you so much for the support. And also, Space Pope did 50 Red Team memberships gifted to the folks watching right now. See, this is where, like, if you hang out and you don't leave right when the big event happens, like the launch happens and you leave, if you hang out with us a little bit after the stream, yeah, they're after the big event, that's the time where you can increase your probability there. Peter Weingartner said a little something for the team. I'm so glad you all got to see it with your Mark 1 eyeballs. It's not a thing to miss. Peter, thank you so much for the support. Space Pope said, did the birds stop chirping for a moment? I think, Alex, Ryan, the report was not that they stopped chirping, it's that they went bonkers, was the term?
Yeah. Basically, so a few minutes before the eclipse, the first thing that I heard was like bugs chirping,
Yeah.
like probably crickets or something like that. They were starting to chirp around us, and then probably birds as well. I did not hear much in the sense of chirping and everything. People were very excited behind us, as you can imagine. So everybody was sort of in awe, and I was just enjoying more with my eyes than with my ears. Next time, next eclipse, I'll. Oh, that's the picture that I took, right? Yeah, that's the one.
Is that Venus, the dot in the upper left?
Yep, that is Venus.
Nice.
Yeah, that is from it's actually a screenshot of the video. I have a more like a full video that I did, but I was able to sort of like go in and hit a bit of the screenshots there, and you can
Yeah.
see Venus up top. I was trying to see Jupiter, but unfortunately, again, you can see there are a few trees to the bottom right of the sun. That's where Jupiter will have been there.
Gotcha.
Still
Again,
pretty amazing.
it's crazy. Like sky is nice and clear. There's a bright light in the sky that's the sun, but it's like no way should it be that dark when the sun is still that high above the horizon. The entire sky should be lit up, and because the moon is there blocking the sun, you get that sort of shadowed effect. That is just a crazy shot. All right. So we are rapidly working on getting some of the photos for y'all to see, but we still have the live shots here.
Yeah.
That is still the live shot showing the sun.
I've rotated the behind the scenes camera now.
Oh,
It's kind of yeah. That's the current conditions here. Is the moon now moving away from the sun?
I think one of the problems, Ryan, because I have it here, one of the things is that we probably set this up when the sun was hitting very hard on us, really like middle of the afternoon, right?
Yep.
And so everything is sort of what's the word? Exposed, right, for that kind of light. We're still getting light, like it's not that dark as I just saw that feed and it was so dark. I can promise you it's not that dark, but the settings that the camera was originally set on basically was for mid-afternoon illumination. So of course now it's not mid-afternoon because we just got through an eclipse.
I guess maybe part of it, Alex, is your eyes will naturally adjust, right? That's
Exactly,
what your
yeah.
eyes do. But the camera was not set to adjust, right? The camera was just a machine that's just keeping like the fixed exposure the whole time. So your eyes are probably getting used to the darker level, and the camera is just fixed to show like, hey, from an empirical perspective, like here's the difference from what it was earlier. All right. Oh gosh. All right. Yeah. There's all sorts of behind the scenes shots. Folks, the back channel is starting to, let's say, cook with some of the behind the scenes shots. We're working on getting the resolution versions that we can show to you on the stream here. So bear with us just a little bit longer. It's one of those times where it's like, haha, I can't show you. This is really cool, but you can't see it yet. I say it only because if you hang out with us for another 5 minutes or so, we're going to have all sorts of eclipse shots to show you. And I think from our camera in Massachusetts, it looks like the sun is now completely visible. Yeah, there we go. On the left-hand side is our camera in Massachusetts, United States. It did not experience totality, but you can see that I'm not seeing any slivers left there in Massachusetts. Do you see any, Sawyer?
There was a tiny bit, I think, still in the top left, but it's basically gone.
Basically gone. Hey, big thanks to Thomas Hayden for setting up that camera out there and sending us a live feed. Cool to go see it. Very cool to go the extra mile and work with the team to get a feed here so that we could share it with you live from Massachusetts. That's that feed there.
Yeah, it should end in 1 minute technically if you're going off of NASA's timelines for when the
Gotcha.
partial eclipse should end there.
And I think the
I've
right
got another temperature check for you all. I'm
temperature
happy to
check.
report it's now reading 31.5 degrees Celsius, which is like 2 degrees colder than it was 10 minutes ago. So, yeah, I think my
It's
thermometer
the
might.
sunset also starting to go into these sort of problems as well.
Data collected, unreliable. Try again next year, I think is the message on that one.
Next year, Ryan, it's around 10 a.m. or so. So that we're gonna have a comparison between morning eclipse and late afternoon, early evening eclipse. So we'll be able to do a sort of like a check in between both eclipses. And it's also gonna be longer as well. So that's also gonna be more data points.
I wouldn't say that your data's wrong. I think there's probably some mitigating variables or some contributing variables, like the fact that it's on a table and it's not in air, like 5 feet above the ground or something like that, right? There's maybe a little bit of a lag, but also the sun is naturally going down. The temperature normally drops to during sunset anyways, so that's another contributing factor to your data data collections there, Ryan. I don't think that it means that it's wrong. I just think that it means there's some other things that might explain the difference that you are observing, other than, oh yes, it is 100% driven by how much of the moon is in front of the sun, you know?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, just in terms of the personal, like feeling the heat experience, I mean, when we were set, of course, we are now heading towards sunset here in Leon, but as we were setting up, it was so intense. Like we were literally crossing, when we went out to lunch, we were literally crossing the road to walk
Yeah.
in the shade. That is how intense the heat
jeez.
was from the sun. And like, I don't have my sunglasses on. I don't feel overwhelmed. I'm not trying to hide in the shade. I mean, this just feels like a pleasant day. And it turns out Spain can deliver a pleasant day when the sun is 50% obscured.
When the sun is 50% obscured. Oh, good times. We're still working on getting some of the shots here. I think Ryan's putting one together. Tyler's putting some together, isn't he, Ryan?
Yes, Tyler is working. Can let me see what you're
Yeah.
doing. I want to see what you're
All the
doing.
laptops are running on fire right
Yeah.
now.
Running on
He's
fire.
now
Nice.
scrambling. He's scrambling to his phone. Okay, I'm going to give you an audio description of what Tyler is cooking. Here we go. Okay, yeah, Tyler's cooked. That's gonna be very good. Okay. Yeah.
Let me guess, it's a picture of an eclipse?
It
It's
is
a
indeed
picture
a
of an
picture of an
eclipse.
eclipse. Marty has indeed also cooked. This is some great audio description here. Prince incoming, ladies and gentlemen. Prince incoming. Stand by.
It's the same
Also-
thing, like when we see a launch, the launch happens and all the photographers are like on their laptops all of a sudden trying to get the shots over. And a big part of that is wanting to share what they saw or what they captured with the audience that's watching. So Alex, go ahead.
I think I saw somebody saying that Ryan had on his shot one of the birds that was flying off at the start of the eclipse.
Yeah,
So
he did.
I want to see a picture of that as well. I was gonna. Oh, there we go. That's the shot. Look at that.
Yep.
That is the shot. Look at the bird. Like it's just flying.
Right
There
in
were a
the
bunch of
corona.
birds just flew in front of the. Yeah.
That's some good timing there to get the
I need to
silhouette of the
see
bird.
if I was recording that locally because, of course, we were switching. I was doing video. I've also been doing stills. We also switch in different solar filters at different times. On
Yep.
yeah, that is. Yeah, that is.
That is amazing timing.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I have that locally, but that probably won't be until the weekend when I have time to properly dissect all of this footage.
All good.
The
I
bird
know
is
how it
not-
goes. You've got to get back home and get a breather. It's tough to look through it all in the field.
Yeah, you do your quick release from the field, and then you go home and go, "Oh wow."
Yep. All
So,
right.
I have
That bird
another
was not
note
a
because
paid
we were
actor.
talking. Sorry.
Here, go ahead.
Yeah, we were talking about the temperature, but we were also talking before the eclipse happened about the solar generation, right? I don't know about the UK. Ryan gave his explanation. I can talk about Spain in particular. I know that we planned for this kind of thing ahead of time. And one of the benefits of this eclipse, as I was saying before, is that it was close to the sunset. And so at that time is usually when,
Ah,
you plan ahead that there's going to be a sunset. So there's already going to be a curve, a downward curve in the production of energy, because, they need to adjust for that, and also the supply, demand, blah, 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 all of the different technical terms. But that is also taken into account. The one thing of the eclipses, we know them centuries ahead of time, unlike, say, some kind of thunderstorm that pops up and
right.
blows up a transformer or something like that, right?
Did they? I mean, they planned ahead, but it wasn't as big of an impact because it was near sunset when solar generation would be
Yes.
lower. Anyways, Alex, I'm just curious. Did they do anything like spool up extra gas plant capacity? Pardon me for not knowing your energy mix. Did they do something
Normally,
like that, or just not necessary?
normally it tends to, so there's a bit of stored energy in batteries, but also we have hydro electric as well. There's many dams here as well for that. Around here in Leon, like in Burgos and all of these places, it's also tends to be windy, so there's like wind generation as well, and that runs pretty much 24/7. It's been
Right.
quite windy this week as well, so they probably had a bit of leftover generation if they had some storage capacity and things like that. Usually there's a little bit residual sort of storage capacity that there is at some other places. I can tell you that the percentage that it dropped, sort of the impact of the eclipse, was about 13% in the total capacity of solar in Spain today,
Huh.
which is not a
No
lot, to be
kidding.
fair. Like, it's just 13%, but it's because it lasts so little, right? It's that minute and a half.
Yeah. That's
It's
actually more than
already
I
near
thought it would
sunset.
be.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I thought
I
it was
figured it would be
actually,
less than that. Huh.
yeah,
Interesting. Well, I guess it is. It's not just the time of totality. It's like the entire event because the total
exactly.
energy reaching the surface of the Earth when the sun is half covered, which is a longer duration than totality itself. Like I guess it's more of an integral than it is a point in time measurement or a short period measurement, right?
Yep.
All right. We're still cooking on the shots from the photographers. We're going to display those as soon as we can. I'm going to say thanks to just a couple more folks here. The French taunter, this person's name.
In your
Did
general
a
direction,
yeah.
yes.
I shall taunt you a second time. Says, great work, team. That was the first totality I've seen in real time. Thanks so much. See you in a few days for Global Star 2. French taunter. Thank you so much for the super chat. We've got Captain Q says, will any of the NSF crew come to New Zealand for the 28 eclipse in Dunedin? EJ, maybe Das. Hey, I mean, I would be down. It's all what else is going on. How's the weather there, Captain Q? Like, what's my percentage for the time of year that the eclipse is supposed to happen? I guess in 2028 is it cloudy? Is it
I
not
have to say, I've
cloudy?
already been looking into it, and the
Yeah.
eclipse not next year in 2028 goes through Australia and through New Zealand.
New
New
Zealand.
Zealand.
No, oh,
But the thing
no.
is, the path of totality, I kid you not, it passes directly over Sydney, like straight through the middle. It doesn't go to the north, doesn't go
Oh,
to the
jeez.
south. It goes directly through the center of Sydney. So I've got to say, I think that's probably going to be the spot. Of course, if you live in New Zealand, then that's going to be a great spot too. But the South Island of New Zealand is a little bit mountainous and sometimes gets a little bit cloudy, so that would be not ideal, of course. But we'll
Do I
see.
need
We'll
to
see.
do I need to learn Aussie or something like that accents?
I don't think you
I've
have
No.
to
been the
learn the
translator on
Aussie
this
accent.
trip.
Yeah, no. We could do an introduction in Australian as well, Alex, like you did for Spanish
Yeah,
for the
sure.
stream. All right, I'm game. There's a lot of stuff. We do a lot of different things. One big thing that drives our decisions is the community interest. And so if a ton of people come to us and say, "Hey, I really want to support this sort of thing," then that makes it a lot more likely that we would be able to do it. So a number one thing, if there's something you want to see us cover, a big thing you can do to help us make decisions is to say like, "Hey, I would really want to see that," or help support that or whatever. Especially here, like if an event like this gets a lot of traction, we had 10,000 people watching for totality, if I'm not mistaken, and the super chats and stuff like that. The support that comes in is one big numerical indicator of how interested and how much people appreciate and support this content. And so the better events like this do, the easier it is for us to schedule future events where it's like, hey, last time a ton of people loved that. They helped us make it happen. They supported what we did. And let's get out there for the next one. It's going to be a little bit expensive, but the community's there to help us get this stuff covered. So Captain Q, appreciate the question. I'll ask my wife if she wants to go to New Zealand. I'm sure I won't have to twist any arms there. So that is also a in my own personal scheduling book. That's a good a good indicator of whether or not I can pull off an event or not. Is if the wife can come along too. So
You know it's going to coincide with some major Starship event, though, just to throw a wrench into the plans.
2028, Sawyer, by then they'll have caught 300 starships, according to Elon. So I'm going to be like, meh, Starship.
You know that's going to be Artemis 4. You know it.
I can watch Artemis 4 from New Zealand. I'll be fine. Hey, Jackie Brett Snyder, thank you for the support. Tossed a super chat into the hat to support the team and what they do. And then Banana Cologne? That's what the name says right there. I know that Sir Dr. Brian May is at the observatory in Spain, and he should have an interview post-event NSF from Patty England. I haven't heard anything about that, but people tend to be super busy around big events like this. It's not something we have set up, and it probably wouldn't be too cool to try and set it up on zero notice. So appreciate the note there.
I'm going to say that we might be at a different location. We're not actually at a observatory. We're at a convention center in Leon at an event set up by, I believe it's by the University of Leon. The European Space Agency is here as well. So, of course, very grateful to them for hosting us because if not, we'd literally be on the side of a road somewhere.
Yeah, I was going to say the other thing as well to talk about is that of course, ESA is in multiple places. Unfortunately, we don't have like multiple Ryans or multiple Martys, so we cannot go to multiple places across the totality here in Spain. But it is true that I know, for example, in Teruel, sort of to a little bit more to the east, there's being as well ESA going out there, and that's probably the observatory that they were referencing. You know. I'll acknowledge that. One of the
Gotcha.
things as well that I wanted to say here, at least, one of the things that they set up was for disabled people, for blind people, to be able to enjoy an eclipse. You know, I believe we actually sort of touched on this on a recent museum show for the Intrepid Museum, where we're talking about sonification of images. So they did that, but with the eclipse for blind people. And I think that's like another way for more people to enjoy this kind of experience. Because, you know, and shout out to them as well, because they were able to that was part of an initiative here from the National Research Center here in Spain. And look, like that's one of the great things that we all have to welcome.
What did they do, Alex? Do you know what they did? Did they have like a tone that decreased the more of the or the less of the sun was visible, or how did they sonify that for people who couldn't see it?
They have a place here where they have like speakers, and they are able to shoot like basically the sound, the sonification. I really don't know exactly how it works. I should basically probably go after this and ask them, but basically they have like a speaker system to be able to sonify that. But
Right. Gotcha. And there are other let's say non-visual things that y'all experience during the eclipse, like the temperature change would be a thing. The birds, I imagine, making noise as they went crazy, or the crickets start to chirp or whatever. I think that there's some other like natural other ways that it could be experienced, but I'm super curious how they turned it into sound. Like, was it a radiation thing? Was it a percentage of the sun covered thing? I'm really curious about things like that because it is cool to think about that and how we can help other people experience things that are a little bit different than we all have ability to experience, I guess is the way I'd say it.
Yep.
All right. I think we have one of the things in the shop, but we're trying to get two of the things in the shop, and we're going to show them on the stream here, if I'm not mistaken. I know that we almost have these prints ready to go from the photographers. So as soon as I am given, it's like a half fade thing going on.
My A10 balked out for a second there.
Okay.
Anyways, cool print.
Okay, yeah, cool prints. That's a print now, I think. Yeah, it's on the screen. That's the print. It's not the stream rolling backwards. That, I believe, is Tyler's shot there of totality. I don't. Tyler is in the area, but I'm going to ask anybody there who has a headset on. The bottom of that shot. This is available in the shop if you want to put it on your wall. But the bottom of that shot has like a little dent in it. Can anybody explain what that is? Was that Marty?
Hi, yeah, that's me. That's actually my shot.
That's your shot.
I think that's just the shape of the corona. I don't know what else it would be. Yeah.
No kidding.
I haven't been looking at like what the corona is doing right now, or at any of the output of the satellites. So I don't actually know what it is, but I can't think of anything that could be in frame and obscuring stuff because we have clear line of sight of the sun. So yeah, the only thing I can think of is that is just the shape of the corona.
It's so weird because it's such a natural. I'm not going to say it's a parabola, but it looks like a smooth curved shape, right? And I saw when I saw it during totality, I thought it might be a lens artifact or something like that, but it's in the still shot as well. And did y'all observe that with your eyes?
I've got to say that I took like a few seconds to actually look at it with my own eyes.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it was amazing. I believe Ryan already said like anything we could have shown on stream doesn't do it justice. But yeah, it was blink and you miss it. It happened in such a short period of time, and I was busy managing 3 cameras. So yeah, my biggest regret is already that I didn't look enough. And
fair enough.
For anyone who hasn't seen the eclipse and plans to see next year's or maybe the one after in Australia and New Zealand, please look with your own eyes.
Yeah,
you can get shots. I'm very happy with the shot I took, and there might be some more material that I will be very proud of too. But yeah, like I already want to see the next one just so I get another chance to look at it with my Mark 1 eyeballs.
Excellent. That's always the thing. Like when we talk about a rocket launch or whatever, if you're going and you've never seen a rocket launch before, it's like, hey, you don't worry about your cameras. Go ahead and just observe it with your own eyeballs, right? But when we roll out, we find ourselves in this situation sometimes. Maybe the team hasn't experienced an eclipse before, but we also want to capture it and share it with y'all. So I can't tell you the number of launches where like last Starship launch, I never looked up and saw Starship with my own eyes. I only looked at the camera screens so that I could make sure that the video feed I was sending to y'all watching the stream had Starship in it. In Flight 13, I never saw Starship take off with my own eyes, even though I was only 6 miles away. So it's one of those, it is the thing that we do. Like we want to go and experience this stuff, but we also want to share it with y'all. And a lot of times making sure that we get it shared and making sure we capture it sometimes keeps us from seeing it ourselves. But Marty, thank you for going out there and catching it. Yeah, go ahead.
It is a privilege. Like I would like to see this with my own eyes, and I certainly did. But it is a privilege that I can share this with the world, with everyone watching, wherever you are. But also, I want to come back to that shape in the corona, because I just had a quick look at Tyler's shot. It was a very wide shot, so I wasn't very easy to see. But I think I spot the exact same shape in the bottom left kind of corner. Looking at it again, like I think it looks very similar. So
excellent.
It must have been the shape of the corona itself. Unless, like, one of our other team members or someone watching from another location comes out with a shot that looks completely different.
Yeah, even multiple cameras capturing it from the same place. It's not like there was a building or a church steeple or a tree that was out of focus blocking it. Your cameras all capturing a similar thing is pretty good evidence that is what was being captured. That's what the sun was showing us, right?
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if anyone else saw it. Which, by the way, if you did get a picture of it out there and you saw a similar pattern, tag us on the socials. We're on X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Blue Sky. If you got any photos or videos of that, tag it. We like seeing it a lot.
Yeah.
And it's also a good place to follow to see when we get our eclipse photos. So you'll see those on our social media channels and other fun updates.
Yep, we are all over the map.
Thing, by the way, because I stole my headset from Marty, because he was talking about the little the little dent in the corona. I was looking at it with my own eyes. I asked the team here. I was like, you guys were looking at this through the cameras, but like I was seeing the corona waving. I don't know if it was like the haziness of the atmosphere. Could be. Totally could be. Okay. Oh, that's a picture that I just took. That's the second sunset. We're about to lose the sun behind a tree.
The second
But
sunset.
but yeah, and so it was sort of like waving. So I told them, like, I challenge you to find maybe, perhaps, we're gonna get like different shots where the corona doesn't have that dent, because it looked like that. It was sort of like waves in like ripples in an ocean. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
And sort of dancing around the moon. It was cool.
Excellent.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that
That's the shot.
Where is Ryan? Do we have Ryan around?
Oh, he just dropped the Ryan. Get him comms. There you go.
We're looking at
Sorry,
your.
I'm
we're-
coordinating with Marty to try and show you that the sun is going behind the trees. That's a picture. There's many pictures that I took. So in the week leading up to the eclipse, every night I've gone outside in the not actually that cold because it's August, but I've taken a picture of the moon from literally outside my house in the UK, and then I've composited them all together with a shot of totality from Leon in Spain, and I'm calling this "The Difference a Week Makes" because it's literally a week and the difference.
Nice. That's it,
You
Ryan.
get it? You get it?
I needed you to come on to explain it because I was like, wait a second. I've seen the eclipse composite shots where it's like, oh, the sun is getting skinnier, and then it's this. But this was the moon, so I needed you to come and explain the thinking here.
And I think in the top box we're about to see, there we go, Marty's camera. We've taken the solar filter off. That is why the sun is being obscured. Unfortunately, the foliage is getting in our way ever so slightly here, but that's the eclipse for you.
Yeah. Look at that. That's a super creative composition there. Also available in the shop, y'all, if you want to put that composition that Ryan has created on your wall. We have like poster. You can get in a poster. You can frame it yourself. You can just put thumbtacks or the little sticky blue stuff or whatever on your wall if you want to do that. We also have some really nice quality metal prints if you want to put a metal print up on your wall. I actually hung up a metal print that my mom got from our shop last time I visited mom at home. She had a shot of Hopper, and she's like, could you put this on the wall for me? So doing my sun duties, I got out the level in the hammer and nail and hung up her Hopper print from our shop on the wall at the house I grew up in. So it's another cool way to support what we do. Part of it goes to the photographer that took the shot or put it in the shop, and it also goes to help us defray the expenses of making these types of events happen for y'all. Are we waiting for one more? I think, are we going to get one more here to show or not? I'm just asking out loud because I know that the shop will tell me in the back channel.
I have no idea. I know there's more shots, and as I said, as you were saying before, a lot of the older shots are probably going to take a little bit more, maybe to edit. I don't know how many our team has captured, but definitely a lot. Again, I was seeing them editing pictures and trying to do like a quick sort of turnaround here. But definitely lots of shots. I'm sure the bird shot is going to be in the store soon.
Nice.
I will bet. I saw a few people in chat asking for it, so I'm sure Ryan will upload that in utmost resolution, the maximum performance, so to speak, and it'll be
Unfortunately,
in the shops at some point.
I think I have to look back at the stream, but I think that bird shot happened just after the totality began, and I think that was probably when the camera was still doing the video recording and not the stills. So might not be the highest resolution, but should be better than being piped through an HDMI cable into an ATEM, into a Starlink, into a place where connectivity is very congested right now. I'll just put it that way.
By the way, just so you know, the view on screen on the left is from Massachusetts, the top right is from Florida, and the bottom right is from Spain.
Excellent. It is going behind the trees there, isn't it?
Unfortunately, so we are literally positioned as far to the left from this perspective as possible. If we could go further left, we could see it through a gap in the trees, but there's literally brambles and horrible things where nobody wants to go. So unfortunately, this is the best shot we can get. But I mean, it's almost perfectly fitting right now in that gap in the trees, which is pretty nice.
It's all good because you got the main thing.
We can also see a cloud on the left-hand side. You can see a cloud in the background. So thank goodness that didn't get in the way of the eclipse.
Oh, it's like way off in the distance. It looks like you can see
it's like a
silhouette of
distant
the
cloud high up in the atmosphere.
Yeah,
but still, that could have blocked the eclipse should it have been in the wrong place.
Y'all got the big shot though for totality there. We've seen sunsets before; they're beautiful, fantastic. But totality that you saw there from Leon, Spain today is a much rarer occurrence, and y'all all rolled out and caught it so that we could share it with everybody else that was here with us today. All right. Well, folks, hey, we are coming up on the end of our coverage because it's the end of the eclipse. The sun is going down over there in Spain. You can see over in Massachusetts, we don't have any sun covering or any moon covering the sun anymore. Just all across the board, that is sort of ending up at the end of our eclipse coverage. But if you're watching us, this is what we do. We're not officially NASA. We're not like a big multi-billion-dollar company that's like reading scripts or anything like that. We're able to do this because y'all keep showing up. And whenever we show you a print that we have in the shop, we don't do that because it's like, oh, we're all going to be rich because we sold so many prints. That's not how it is. We do it because we love doing this, but a lot of the things we do, they cost money. They take time. And in order for us to keep doing them, we require your support. And y'all showing up to the stream, like clicking the little thumbs up thing, sending it to your friends and family, sharing a link, chatting and asking questions, and doing super chats or tips or buying things from the shop or whatever. We're able to do this because y'all show up and support us. We've got cameras all over the place. If you're watching on one of the other social media platforms like Facebook or X or wherever right now, you can watch Starbase 24/7 here on our channel. There's Hopper now and Pad 2 over at Starbase behind it. We're standing by waiting for the next flight of Starship, which we'll also cover live. We've got live coverage from Cape Canaveral. We had a live shot of the NASA VAB there a minute before. There's Port Canaveral. Sorry, I went back to one that I saw before. But we have all these cameras all over the place. And our whole thing is nobody's telling us what script to read. Nobody's like, oh, here's the corporate line you need to tell people. Here's the narrative you need to tell people. We're space nerds, and we love staring stuff. There's the Blue Origin pad. Look at all the construction happening at the Blue Origin pad that they're rebuilding after Blue Origin blew up New Glenn over there. But we cover space news, we create communities, we create places where y'all can come and hang out. Doesn't matter if you're on X or on Facebook or you're on YouTube or wherever you're hanging out with us. That's who we are and what we do here at NSF. So today, thank you so much for joining us. I think like I said, we got up to 10,000 people watching. Even now, there's still over 3,000 people hanging out with us. I guess y'all are pretty cool if you're as interested in spaceflight as we are here on the channel. So, what else do we have? Do we go around the horn? I think if it's going to get dark out there in Spain, we should probably let them pack up, right?
I mean, I'm happy. Is this an actual decision, or has the decision already been made, and I need to tag along?
I'm sort of making the decision here, but I was going to ask you if you were going to dinner. Is there like a local cuisine that Alex is going to take y'all to get or something, or what's for dinner?
I did that earlier.
You did that earlier. What was
yes, we did that for lunch.
Yes.
I had lamb something or other.
Lamb chops.
Alex did the ordering for us, which was wonderful because I have no idea what the menu said.
I had its translation.
Lamb
Marty had
Espanol.
some seafood stuff. There was some bread.
Stuff.
Yeah, mushrooms, real mushrooms, and like sea bass, and yeah, it was an assortment of fishes and seafood in general. But yeah,
something
was,
Del Mar or something Del Mar.
Yeah.
Damare, yeah, but you don't have you didn't get any like paella?
No. So hey, there's the thing. That's in Valencia. That's not here. There's different cuisines, just like the whole thing of Wisconsin and cheese and all that stuff. Yeah, same thing. or Chicago and dip dish, right?
Nice. All right. Well, it's always curious because at some point every stream we do turns towards food chat in some way, shape, or some form. So I figured I'd see what y'all did for lunch or what you're going to get for dinner.
Yeah,
it might be snacks in the. Oh, go on, Alex.
I was gonna say, by the way, Marty has brought snacks for us. He just was sort of going around the horn and giving us a bit of something to snack on while we were here, because it's been a while since we went for food. We've been surviving on refills of water by Moldy, and basically on the snacks from Marty. But yeah, I mean, just gonna go home. I know that Ryan here and Marty and all the other people have a lot of hours in a row. I have a bus to take, which is also gonna get me to my hotel a little bit late. But hey, it's the experience. Oh, hey, hi. the audio and the video is not synchronized, so it's not.
Oh,
that I
that's
can
fine.
speak to. Yeah. Hi.
Good deal. Well, folks, there on the camera, that's our team out there in Leon, Spain. On the left, we've got Marty. I see Tyler there in the background with a shirt. Somebody tell Tyler to wave with the white NASA shirt on.
Hang on.
We have Alex.
There we go.
There is. Yeah, there's Tyler in the back. He's hiding. There he is. He's got the beard. Yeah, we've got Alex in the middle. We've got Moldy, and we have Ryan Caton there on the end. Hey, everybody that rolled out today, thank y'all so much. I know there's like planes and trains and automobiles required to get there and
Yeah.
up in the sun and carrying all that equipment
We have
around.
actually the train station here in Leon is right behind us. I don't know.
Yeah.
You may be able to see a little bit of the railway, the catenaries and things like that right above the to the left of the feed there on that shot. But yeah, I mean, gotta go back home now.
Good deal. Well, y'all travel safe. Thank you so much for spending the time and effort to get out there. Viewers, thank you so much for supporting our team, the super chats and people getting copies of the prints and that sort of stuff, so that we can continue to do cool stuff like this for you. But that is going to get us near the end of the show. Not quite yet, because let's also say thanks to out in Scotland, we had Jay Keegan. Normally in the studio, he went out and got us some live feeds today. Big thanks to Jay for getting us that darkening view of the clouds there in Scotland. We also had Thomas, who was over in Massachusetts, got us a live feed. Rhino from Ring Watchers, not referring to eclipses there, Ring Watchers wise, but talking about Starship rings. Thank you for sending us a feed in the studio, Sawyer. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. And Das, I'm glad you finally got to see an eclipse with the sun in it, even if it wasn't in person for you. But this was a great show as always. And hey, how about we do it again next year?
We should. Hey, and again, number one thing, let us know if this is the sort of thing y'all think is cool. You want to see us cover more stuff like this, let us know, because that's super important to us to know that it is appreciated and important. It's something that y'all want to see. Let's not forget, today the shop team, Lindsay, was helping out on the shop side, getting some of those prints over in the shop if you want to adorn your walls like Laura did. Laura actually picked up a copy of that Difference a Week Makes composition from Ryan Caton. There's
Thanks.
Laura. Appreciate that. Yeah, enjoy the photo. It says awesome photos, Ryan, is what it says in the message.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the support.
Outstanding. And thanks for Lindsay
Some
for
people
getting those things
mentioning
into the shop. Go ahead.
snacks from Marty, by the way. Yeah, so Marty's from the Netherlands, Ryan from the UK, I'm from Spain. Just gonna say that, it's an international collaboration here at NSF. Just so chat asking about that.
Absolutely. And last but not least, helping out in the studio, pushing the buttons and pulling the levers to make the stream happen today and the audio happen. We had Kevin Michael Reed and D Wise making the stream happen today. So thanks to them as well. Often the unsung heroes of the stream. Streams would not happen. Streams don't happen if the producer doesn't show up. Let's put it that way. So big thanks to them as well. But for now, my name is John Galloway. That is going to come to an end, bring to an end the coverage of the 2026 eclipse live from Leon, Spain, and other places here on our channel at NSF. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you on the next one. Remember, follow us on social media if you want to get notifications when it's time to come together to do some space stuff again. Appreciate you watching. We're going to do slow motion of the eclipse. Yes, please play the 4-hour, 18 terabyte video that's a slow motion. No, we don't actually have eclipse slow motion. We appreciate y'all watching, and we will see you next time.
And here we go.
There's the deluge. Here's ignition.
Roger roll, Atlantic. Following up.
Did it just do a Kerbal?
Back to the moon and beyond.
Put that in the big bags, you know.
Back at home, we all have a lot of work to do, but from here, that sure looks like a perfect world.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
We did have an observation.
343 unfolds to go.
It's orange.
Water towers can fly!
Bingo! Right in the center. Where's Jacqueline? There it is!
That was surreal.
That's not what we want to see.
No!
Oh my god.
Yikes. You bet. We don't need any more of these.